Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chatting Blues. Before we get into this evening's episode, could you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comments section. And after 82 days, 3 months, and 15 games, Wayne Rooney has finally been sacked, and it's just a relief, an absolute relief. I heard the news this afternoon in the changing room. Went to the gym this afternoon, and I was in the changing rooms, and all I heard, I was just getting changed. Like all I heard was, "He's been sacked. He's been sacked," and obviously someone had the phone in their hand, and it just spread around the change room. Like there's a couple people were like celebrating. There's about 4 or 5 people celebrating. Some geezer was doing the moonwalk across the floor. It was just mad. And for some reason, I just didn't think they'd sack him. I really didn't think they'd sack him. Fair play for him to pulling the trigger. Sorry. And I do remind that Gary Cook has got to take some responsibility for this. He has, man, because he's got to get this one right. And we're going to have a look at the runners and riders now for Blues' next manager. And I put a poll up a couple of hours ago, I think it was now. So if you haven't, if you want to vote, jump onto Twitter, Chatting Blues, and I've put Eustace, Cooper, Carsley, because it only gives you 4 options, and then Mowbray, Marsh, and any other. So in the comments, just leave your comments, who you think. And obviously, if you're looking at it now, it's like 75% saying Cooper. And the reason why I've put Eustace is because I've been watching Sky Sports News, and what's happened is like Eustace is saying like I'm ready to come back. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen comments about people saying, "Oh, I'd never take ex-managers back, this, that, and the other." But at the end of the day, this is a man what got the team playing. Do you know what I mean? This is the man. This is the man why. This is a man why we're not in the relegation zone. Do you know what I mean? And the players love him, man. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be against Eustace coming back. I really wouldn't. It's just like whether Cook's going to put his ego aside, swallow some humble pie and take him back. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think that's going to happen. But Steve Cooper may. I did a piece on Steve Cooper a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, it was Come From the Sun. And before people start hammering saying it's the Sun and stuff like that, it was the Sun who broke the Rooney story. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying the Sun newspapers like bang on all the time, but they was the first one to break. Rooney was in charge of Blues. That Blues were, so let's not just completely dismiss it. If you haven't seen that video, just go back and look at it if you wanna. But Lee Carsley, Tony Mowbray, Jesse Marsh. I don't want Jesse Marsh anywhere near this club. That's just my own opinion, lads. I know a lot of Leeds fans, and I follow a lot of Leeds content creators, and Jesse Marsh, he's just not our man, believe me. And I do worry because of our American connections. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, if you can vote, who do you want to come in? Let me know in the comments section. And what we'll do is we'll have a look at the odds now. So this is from the Independent, and it's the football betting site. So it's only I think it's an hour ago. Next Birmingham City manager had Steve Cooper, early front runner for St Andrews post. I think he'd be ideal. I really do, man. So football betting sites have made Steve Cooper the favourite to succeed Wayne Rooney as Birmingham City manager following the ex-England striker's departure. It goes on to say, he had 15 games with the club plummeting down the championship standings during his brief reign. Birmingham were in a playoff position when Rooney got the job in October, but after just 2 league wins, most recently losing 3-0 to Leeds, the Midlands outfit finds itself in 20th position, 6 points above the relegation zone. I think it's mad that it's quite mad coincidence that it was our first game at home, weren't it, where we beat Leeds 1-0, and now just the contrast of when we won that game at home to Leeds to the other day. It's mad. Okay, in a in an effort to arrest a slump, the club's new American owners have decided to move on from Rooney, who says he'll be now taking a break from coaching after becoming the shortest serving manager in the history of Birmingham City. And you know, like, I do feel a little bit sorry for Rooney, because at the end of the day, like, we'll quickly talk about Eustace, because, like, the reason why I'm going on about Eustace is because it's on Sky Sports News that he's in for the job. Do you know what I mean? And but it's Gary Cook. I just can't see Gary Cook swallowing his pride and going back to Johnny Eustace, because Eustace told him that, listen, Gary, I can't play this style of football, playing out from the back, keeping possession and pressing from the front with this bunch of players. He was just honest. That's all he was. And it got him the sack, because, like, Cook was obviously like, we're going in a new direction, we're doing this, that, and the other. These players can do it. And Eustace was just honest and said, like, they can't, like, you know. So whether they could kind of like come out with some kind of plan where you say, look, I'll keep us up quite comfortably if you give me some money in the summer, then maybe I can get some players in to play the way you want to play. That would be ideal for me. However, I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to have to look at Cooper. Cooper's currently unemployed, hasn't been out of work long, having been relieved of his duties at Nottingham Forest boss in December, despite still retaining a lot of backing from the fan base. And they did, like, a lot of Nottingham Forest fans wanted to keep Steve Cooper. The decision was made to part ways with Cooper after a run of 1 win in 13 games, left the Tricky Trees in 17th place in the Premier League. He's enjoyed a great success at City Ground, arriving at Forest in September 2021 when the club was bottom of the Championship. And I remember that, man. There was rock bottom and he took them all the way to the playoffs. He goes on to say that, you know, he transformed them, got into the playoffs, and then kept them up the season after, which is a mean feat to keep a newly promoted side up. Do you know what I mean? And the director of football was just brought about 30 players in from all over the world. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine trying to manage that, like 30 plus, and not, you know, probably 15, what was there, 45 players, like 45 egos. He's done a great job in keeping them up. And, you know, they're quick to fire the managers of Forest. And I wouldn't let him getting sacked from Forest kind of taint your view on it. Birmingham's ambitious owners would hope Cooper could perform the same trick at St Andrews, given the team's current position, although those closer to the Welshman suggest he may not be keen on returning to the second tier. And that's the point I made on my Steve Cooper video, is I think he might hold out for the Palace job. I think his stock's that high, he could get a Premier League job. But he is currently 2-1 as it stands at the moment. When I looked about 4 hours ago, when I come out of that gym, he was 2-5. So for some reason, he's slacking, and not slacking, but his price is going down. So we've got Tony Mowbray, obviously Jesse Marsh. I wouldn't be dead against Tony Mowbray. Jesse Marsh, I just don't want him nowhere near the club, and I hope the USA connection is nothing to do with it. Do you know what I mean? Gary Rowett, you know, a steady pair of hands, same as Tony Mowbray. I wouldn't be against it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even be against Lee Carsley. I would be against Frank Lampard. And Paul Hickenbottom. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Let me know in the comments what you think. So yeah, I don't know, lads, man. It's a dawn of a new era again. In other news, apparently Jordan James is en route. Let me see if I can quickly get this up for you before we just finish this video. Okay, so let me have a look. I think Jordan James has been linked with a move away anyway. I can't find it, but apparently it's Atlanta anyway. It's on Twitter. It's all over social media. I'm sure you've probably read it anyway. 4 to 4.5 million. And plus add-ons, you know, I would expect that if we do sell him, I mean, he's one of our best players now. If we do sell him, then that money be used in this transfer market. It's just this is what I love, is this game, like you know, people take the piece on Twitter and that about Eustace going up to the crowd and all. That's what you need. You need the manager doing all this game. And I'm sure I've got a little video of listen, that's what you need, man, and that's what we've been missing, lads. We've been missing that. There's been such a massive disconnect from manager to players, from players to the fans, and it's just completely gone the opposite way. And we need to get it all back together like it was before. And I think Steve Cooper's that man. But let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to leave it there. If there's any breaking news in regards to a manager update, I'll come and do a little video. But if you can, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section. All have a great night and keep right on.